Good evening. Patrick and Paladin are here for 8 Questions with, and we're glad that you're with us too. So welcome to the show. Um, oh, running a little behind today, so I'm running to catch up a little bit. Wow, I had our front lawn cut, and looks great. Let's see. All right. Oh boy. Oh. Hey, Mr. Bones, Hobbs, Charles. See everybody's here. Oh, I'm running a little bit behind. Okay. All right. These are great. Yeah. Casey's, yeah, definitely. In fact, he is here. So why don't we go get him so we can get this party started right?
Oh, hi. Hello. Howdy. Can you hear
What's
me?
going on, Casey?
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, I
Yeah.
can put the microphone on the headset, but if you can hear me fine, then that's good.
No, you're perfect. Now I'm running a little bit behind, and had to go outside and get my lawn cut. So I went up there and met the new guy who's cutting it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, hey,
I feel
hey
like
Charles.
I feel like I'm running
Bones,
like
Hobbs.
burning through Jello. Yeah, Hobbs is
What?
here, Bones is here,
Jelly?
Charles is
Jelly?
here. Yeah. Oh, I'm here. My brain's like 10 minutes behind me. It'll be here in 10 minutes or so. Yeah.
Did you get some coffee?
Now I got coffee.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Mm.
Yeah, Charles says that he heard you were going to sing a song tonight. Is that correct?
No way. No. Not. No. Well, if I knew the well, huh? Wait, hold on. You know, I might be able to do something like that.
Yeah.
Hold on, give me a couple minutes here. I got almost something for you guys if I can find it.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. So how was your day?
Pretty good.
Let's see.
Hey Pat, have you seen Gappa, the Triphibian monster?
Yeah. I got that on a collection.
Oh
Um,
yeah, the one Bones gave you. I think it's
yeah,
under
I got the same one that
Monster from Prehistoric Planet or something.
right.
It's all title, yeah. Yeah. You seen it? You watched it yet, or you just have it?
No, I've seen it before, but not in a while. But it's been a while.
Okay.
Okay, let's see if I can do this. Um, let's see if I can turn the sound. Knowing my luck, I'll probably get a copyright.
Uh-oh.
Uh, let's see. Cadaver. Look.
Are you doing the Punch Punch song?
Yeah. Punch. Yeah.
Go for it.
Let's see. I have to do this. I have to do this again. I hope I don't get in trouble for doing this.
I don't know.
Okay. Where's the word? A hero ready for battle. Yeah. Jet Jaguar. Jet Jaguar. Jaguar. Strange beast attack. Those Tokyo. A lot of drama. Godzilla and Jaguar. punch, punch, punch. Okay, that's enough of that.
What? Did you bring up a video that had lyrics on it?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. I didn't know one of those. The crowd is going wild. Charles says bravo. Hobbs is clapping, I think. That's
Yeah.
what that is.
All right. So I hope everybody dug that. Shit. Oh my God. All right. The things we do for you guys, right? Oh my God. Now all I get now I'll get from Hobbs now. He'll be calling me Augie from now on.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm gonna make us our layout a little bit bigger. Do that.
Slide this
What's
over.
going on here?
There we go.
Yeah, now we're cooking with gas.
Maybe. There we go.
All right. That's what I'm looking for. One more button and all right. You guys like that? See, who says that we don't do it? We don't entertain people. Now watch what happens tomorrow. I'll be getting a strike. I'll be like,
probably just more people asking you to sing. Charles said it made his day. He said that was better than the Sinful Dwarf.
Ooh, all right. I don't. Hopefully what it is. YouTube doesn't know what it is. I'm actually sort of surprised that was actually on here because you know how Toho is. Toho Studios,
true.
man. Ooh. Well, Though they used to be a lot worse. I mean, it used to be like you could never that would never be on YouTube. Oh my God, it's really bad. I think the WWE from what I hear is the worst as far as you put on content goes. They're all over. I mean, even before you're hitting, they're on it before you even upload it. Toho used to be that bad too. Like you type in Godzilla clips, man, there hardly be anything there, anything. And I think they softened over the years. And I still don't understand how people do that though. They run Godzilla clips. I'm wondering how are you running this? How is it still up here? You got 200,000 views on it. How is it still up here? And
Maybe
you're not.
they let some of it stay. I guess I don't know.
Let's see. Garpasaurus, best movie ever. Wow. Unbiased opinion. All right. I
don't
not
know about best, but it's fun.
okay. Okay. Charles says that Sinful Dwarf needs a sequel.
Yeah, I'd watch a sequel.
I would. Yeah.
Sinful Dwarf appeal.
Thank you, Andre. Andre said it was a stellar performance. We should have did a duet.
Oh, I don't know. We have to find a song.
Okay. People, Mr. Bones, he shared it on your only kaiju account.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. We got guerrilla film footage of Gigan. Speaking of that,
right here.
so yes, that's the first thing I really wanted to talk to you a little bit before we get into this a little bit. But so it looks like the Godzilla is going to be tussling with another gorilla, for Godzilla versus Kong.
Yeah, Godzilla and Kong.
Man,
whatever.
If they don't bring another Toho monster,
I don't know. I feel like if they did, they'd be marketing it more, because they'd have to pay money for it. You think they'd be advertising it?
I can already tell you that if that's all they're going to do is just bring another gorilla into this mix, I can tell you right now that will be a movie that I'll be getting for $0.25 at the library. There's just no way in hell. No, I'm just not going to do that. No, come on.
With all these monsters, you're not super excited about another one that's just a giant version of a real animal?
Don't think about this, though. I mean, the American version has done, in a sense, what the 98 version has done. It's really sort of messed everything up all over again. It's the fact like I saw this great picture on Larry D's channel, and I didn't know he was a huge kaiju fan either.
Yeah, he's got like a shelving full of like cool figures. He's got the
Yeah.
Diamond Selects, the ones that
He
like go into each other.
he on a counter he put a scene of Destroy All Monsters.
Oh
The
yeah, the
only monster,
Mezco set. Yeah,
yeah, the only monster he was missing was Manda, but it was badass. He had Gorosaurus there.
yeah.
He
I
had
wanted that for the Gorosaurus and the Baragon, but I did not get
um
them. They're
he had
cool.
the spider. He had the spider. The only thing he was missing was Manda the snake. Um, so yeah, I think what it was to me, what killed it is the fact that what killed it was the fact that they've used all the big monsters like Mothra and Ghidorah and Rodan. They use them as like almost like red shirts. Like there's no way that a Ghidorah is going to get wiped out. That's a
You think they should have done like the comic book thing and not killed them? Like just beat
no. They
them so they
shouldn't.
can come back?
Yes, because especially Ghidorah.
Yeah, just have
Ghidorah,
it fly away like it always does.
and because that's Godzilla's nemesis. Look at Godzilla, who he fights every time. It's always Ghidorah. Hell, Destroy All Monsters. Ghidorah got brought in to fight everybody himself. And so look that's how important he was. And then in the American version, they just like Rodan. They got rid of him. They got rid of I understand Mothra because Mothra is the Sean Bean of the kaiju world.
It's pretty
Dies every
bad.
dies every movie. We get
Just about every movie.
does every time Mothra comes in, for sure. I think the only time that she hasn't died is during the
Destroy All Monsters. I don't think Mothra dies in that
oh
one.
no, yeah, she lives during that one. I was gonna say the modern the three set
Oh,
the
from the
three set,
90s.
right.
I can't remember. I think the first one of them dies, but then I think the second and third follow that one, Mothra Leo.
Were yeah the one of the people who I guess gets absorbed um into a Mothra. I think because there's two Mothras I think they fight each other in the trilogy, the Mothra trilogy.
I don't think they fight each other. They fight like Ghidorah. There's like the first in the trilogy, it's Death Ghidorah, and the second one's this other dragon. The third one is Grand King Ghidorah.
On the Mothra on the Mothra.
In the trilogy, yeah.
Wow,
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't
think
remember
it's two
fighting.
Mothras fighting each other.
Wow,
But
I
they
need to
had
go.
different Mothras because Mothra dies, and then Mothra Leo turns into like Rainbow Mothra and all sorts of crazy stuff.
Yeah,
Get those
yeah. I
toy
thought it
money.
was I thought it was the bad person.
Oh, no, there's a Godzilla movie. It's Battle for Earth. There's like Mothra and then Batra. Maybe you're thinking of that one.
She had the Guardians.
Yeah.
Um,
What's up, Katie?
Hi Katie, how are you? Oh God, you know what? I know where I've seen the clips on the tube before.
I can
I
get
know
the cover.
it might have been around. They might have released it at the same time they released the modern Gamma trilogy. Um, I have that. I have to find it.
I don't really show them on the thing, but that one's the one with Batra in it. It's just not on the cover.
Okay.
But yeah, the Mothra trilogy. I don't think the Mothras fight each other.
There's not a there's not
It's not a bad Mothra. It's some type of dragon's always the bad monster.
always. Is Rodan a ally of Godzilla? Pretty much, yeah. There's two monsters that you always assume they're going to be Godzilla's pals, even though the first time we saw them, it wasn't necessarily so, and that would be Rodan and Geras.
Yeah, Rodan and Godzilla and Mothra were all fighting each other, and then they teamed up to beat Ghidra in Ghidra the Three-Headed Monster. And then in the MonsterVerse movie, Rodan was against Godzilla.
Yeah.
Rodan was like with Ghidra.
Yeah, they just got used as fodder. mean, it's just like, wow, you can't really make those two. I mean, I can understand if you were like a Muto, which was stupid as hell for the first Godzilla movie. It was about as generic as you could get. But if
Well,
you want to do that, that's fine. But I don't think you could treat. That's the problem with the American kaiju films. It's almost like they don't really realize the importance of what they have. Oh, we'll just throw them in there. And then
I
we
don't
know.
know if they planned on making more. I think Godzilla versus Kong just made so much money. They're like, all right, let's keep going.
Yeah, yeah, I'm personally, because you were there with me that day during Godzilla Day. God, that's the most I've ever seen anything a live stream. That's the most people I've ever seen in a live stream.
Oh, they just the Toho stream.
Yes, that was just absolutely insane. There's like 20,000 people in there.
You say that, but it'd probably be the same thing if like Warner Brothers had like a big online thing that was just online, instead of like making a Comic Con presence. If they just did it all like on a live stream, they'd probably have lots of people in there.
Maybe, but I have never seen anybody do that before. I didn't know that you could do that many. I mean, I've seen streams with hundreds of people in it. Um, like on the radio or radio programs. The guy who runs that one, he has like between 300 to 500 people a night, and his live streams are popping. But I've never seen on a live stream there's been like 23, 24, thousand people, and holy shit, that was just absolutely bonkers. Godzilla Day was really cool.
Yeah,
Uh,
and Toho is supposed to be making their new movie supposed to come out this year, but we haven't seen anything, just that poster.
that's what I'm actually hoping for. That's what I'm putting all my hopes on. I'm putting all my hopes on Godzilla tussling with somebody, and I think it will be Gigan,
You think
because
that they really hyped up Gigan last year?
yeah, I think yeah they really did. They really hyped it up. I really think that's who we're gonna see. Um,
Well, Steven's
it-
saying in Monster Zero. Yeah, in Monster Zero, it's Godzilla and Rodan versus King Ghidorah.
right. Hi Jennifer, how are you? Long time no see.
Jennifer, what's up?
I know, I know. Let's see. See. Steven says, I've seen that alley with Godzilla and Mothra. Yeah, Rodan definitely have. See. Oh yes, Ops is tossing the link to the midnight hour.
The Midnight Hour clips.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I saw you. Yeah. Well, um. Yeah. Wow. I'm looking at everybody in the room here. Um. So I guess we'll get this going a little bit. Like, where were you born and raised at? I'm sorry, I'm running a little bit behind here. I mean, as far as me going, I think what it is that you and I know each other so well that I'm gonna get into the
Hey, I'm
interview
fine.
format.
If we don't get to 8 whole questions, I'll be okay.
Yeah, but I hope the audience is like that. Yesterday, when I was interviewing Dave from Genome, my phone kept on fading out, dimming out, and I just couldn't. I had to go through the whole interview that way. It wasn't until afterwards I was able to figure out what happened and fix it. So it felt like I was running behind yesterday too. Um, so where were you born and raised at, Casey?
I'm born in Maine. Mostly grew up in Virginia.
Um, so when you're growing up, were your parents into like the introduction to the kaiju and introducing the science fiction and fanboyhood? Was that your dad, or did you have brothers?
Yeah, no, my dad had like the like VHSs he like taped Godzilla off of like TV from, and he had like horror VHSs and stuff.
So you got to play those quite a bit, I bet.
Yeah, some of them played them too young, but they were there, so you know, gonna watch
Was
them.
that was that your introduction to you know obviously your favorite type of movie? I mean, is that safe to say that the monster movies are generally your favorite type of movies, the movies you like your go-to movie?
I feel like I watch them more nowadays because it's also like content for the channel. But I don't know. I like a lot of them. Like a lot of them I do enjoy. And if a new one comes out, it's like niche enough where I can like I'll be like, all right, I watch another one, you know. Other genres you can't really do that, you know. I just am a big horror fan. There's no way you can watch every horror movie that drops, you know.
Right, right. And you're right. I mean, kaiju movies are basically, to me, they're anything or it's a monster movie. It's a monster movie. It's to me, it's a kaiju movie. Like the movie I watched. I watched a movie last night called Space Wars.
Space
Quest.
horrors,
Yes.
horrors,
Space. I'm sorry. Space Wars. Space Wars.
wars. Okay.
Yep. Yep. Space Wars. Quest for the Deep Star, and it featured kaiju in there.
Oh
Giant ass
yeah,
monsters. Yeah.
I've
Not
never heard of that.
wasn't
Was it
that
good?
bad.
Was it a good movie?
You know what? I really liked it. I did. It was B movie goodness. And but it was made with a lot of heart. Everybody gave it their all.
Is it new or is
I
it
thought it was
older?
fun. I posted my review up this morning.
Okay, I'll have to catch it.
Uh,
Is it like a newer movie or is it like
yeah, just came out this week.
who's the
I
production
got
studio?
it was uncorked, as a matter of fact.
Uncorked, a good uncorked. That's
Oh
good
my
to
God.
hear. That's
I was
good to
actually going,
hear.
I was actually looking at it going like, I do believe this is the best uncorked movie I've ever seen. I don't
Man,
think I've ever seen anything close to what they put out here.
if
I was
only
really
Red
surprised.
Octane could get a good one in there.
Well, I had hope for it because there's a couple, there's the cast was pretty interesting. Um, we had Michael Pereira was in it, and Sarah French, who's done some Polonium movies. Let's see. Then they had Oliver Gounier, who was a big '80s icon. He did Nemesis and a bunch of other really cool shit. I mean, he was an action hero. In fact,
Yeah.
I think Gareth from Video Tasties interviewed him.
He gets a lot of good interviews.
Yeah, Gareth is on fire. Gareth is on fire. There's a lot of people doing the internet in the interview game now, and they do a great job. John, and he also does.
Doomsday?
Yes.
Yeah, he gets good
Oh my.
interviews too.
Yeah, he gets some great interviews.
But he's like out there like connecting in person where he does all the conventions and stuff.
Yeah, it's funny because it drives me bonkers because I'm trying to figure out how this is happening, and we don't know what it is. We think it's a glitch. We
What?
think.
Oh, his
Um,
views?
yes, yeah. We go over there because I'm like, I'm going over there and it's like I'm going inside the room. There's in his room on YouTube, and it's like like here, it's like 8 or 9 people. It's like, okay. And then all of a sudden you go over there and that's all you see. And next thing you know, he's like, in the chat, he's got like 130, 140 people. And I'm going like, where they're at? Where the
Sometimes it's like 220s. And then
yeah,
afterwards it drops down a
yeah,
lot.
a
And
lot.
not as much
So
as it used to, but it still drops to
um
not what it should be.
I go over to the Facebook because he's the one that got me doing that. Now whenever I do live streaming, I do it both here and also put to the Facebook group, so dual stream. Um, and but he has tons of people to watch him, and I'm going like that's just not right because there's just not enough engagement. It's like, okay, I see it, but I don't see it. I don't see any comments.
I
I don't
mean,
see.
there's certain devices you can't do it. Like if you're on like the Roku or something, like you can't like comment. Even if it does bring up a little keyboard, like to scroll through and actually type out a message, it'll like the stream will be so far ahead of you by the time you get it out there. Probably the same thing with the game consoles.
Well, personally, I wish that it was true. I wish he was crushing those numbers, and I wish he had the engagement. I wish they were true numbers. It's still crazy though to sit there and come to his live stream and see he has 130
Yeah.
people.
It's
It's like
just weird because it's like constant. Like it's every time. That's what's weird about it.
he just hit that glitch. He hit, and it. And to me, though, what's really cool about it is that yes, it's it's a glitch, and we know that the numbers aren't necessarily there for real. But the thing is, though, as long as YouTube is saying that to me, it's a door opener. When you go ahead, because I went after a guest this week, and and the person said, contact my agent. So I go ahead and I sent an email, my introductory email, and I had to wait for 3 days, and they came back and they said, at this time, we can't really, we don't think this is a good fit. I know why, because I'm not drawing the numbers. So I get that. But if John asked for the interview right now, John would get it because they would come by and they would see that he's done, his 400 or 500 views and stuff like that. Even though it's a glitch, I know it, he knows it, but the person who he's trying to get the interview doesn't know it. They just see that he drew 500 people, 500 views, so they would be more apt to give him the interview. And
What's that? What's that pin on your hat?
oh, this is my Wild Eye pin.
Okay, yeah, that's what it looked like. I wasn't sure. Are you doing the week next month?
No, no, but we do got something. We do got something planned in July. Me and Steven from House of Horrors. We do got something planned special for July. Last year we did Polonia Week in lieu of Amityville in Space. Um, and this year we're going to do something a little different. And I did get to see Amityville in Space too. Um, yeah, that movie needed more humor.
Oh,
That
it sure
movie,
did. It sure
yeah,
did.
it
The
really,
best part was the funny death. That's the best
yeah.
part of the
Tim,
movie.
Tim Hatch stole that movie. He was the best part about that whole movie with him. He was the only one that seemed to be having any sort of fun. I mean, the fact is, you're trying to play it, you're trying to be a little bit serious with it, and it's like, dude, you're filming it in the house with props that even the Dollar Tree would sit there and go like, yeah, we're not selling that. Uh, Hey, Echo, how are you? How are you? Glad you guys are here. Uh, Feel free to share us out if you like to. So, going back up. I mean, how old were you when you moved from Maine to Virginia?
Pretty young. It was Maine to Missouri to Virginia, but I don't remember anything from Maine or Missouri. So that early.
So, what was it like growing up in Virginia?
It was okay, except for if we wanted to skip school, it was like a like hour and a half minimum drive to get something like a food wise, other than cafeteria food.
Oh my gosh, your town was that small?
Yeah, pretty small out there. I mean, there's a lake out there, so it's okay, you know.
God, uh, wow. What got you in such a small town?
I don't know. I didn't move there. They moved there.
Oh, did you like Missouri? But you said you don't remember anything from
Yeah, no,
Missouri.
I don't remember anything from Missouri.
No, 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 no. You don't remember any friends or any experiences from Missouri.
Not really. We there was one girl, I guess my mom's friends with her mom or something, but we'd like go to Florida and like both our families would like rent out one house. So I knew her from later on, but no one else from Missouri.
Most of what's the first time that like you watched Godzilla movies and whatnot? Do you remember the first horror film that you watched? Were your parents down with you watching a little bit more edgier content?
I guess so. We just had like a VHS like not cabinet, but like bookshelf, and it had Phantasm, Nightmare on Elm Street, Faces of Death, just out there, you know. So it's not like they were hiding them.
So your parents gave you a major boost in your fanhood. Um, Now, do you remember the first time you had friends over watching the movies?
No, but I remember like elementary school, I had like friends and we'd watch the Godzilla movies. I don't think we watched horror together though.
Yeah, you're not. I mean, I could be wrong about this. I mean, this is I think uh, everybody sees you as more of a kaiju fan. Um, everybody sees you as that. They don't really see you as being and this could be wrong, of course. When the first thing you think of, because your name of your channel is Interwebkaiju. Um,
Yeah, it's on the title name, but like I sometimes I try to put out some horror reviews. I don't really do as good, but I don't know. I like to talk about the horror because I still watch a lot of horror.
yeah, what was have you ever been scared by a horror film?
Oh
Ever had a film?
yeah, the Exorcist used to scare me a lot. Oh, Patrick, your picture
Oh no, I'm here.
went
I'm
out.
here.
Okay,
Oh, I just want to take off this sweater.
but yeah, I know Exorcist used to scare me.
Oh my
I
gosh.
don't know what else. I can't really
No,
think of it.
you didn't have that many theaters around where you're at though.
It was like a hour and a half, 2 hours to get to a movie theater. But I mean, we did it, you
And,
know.
but that was probably considered a big outing, right? Like
Not really, because that's just where all the stores were. You know, you just drive there to go to the mall and stuff.
that's crazy though. An hour and a half to drive, and it's in mountains too, right? You did in the
Yeah,
mountains.
yeah, I'm
Sure.
on the Blue Ridge.
Uh,
We got people in chat wanting to know if you were picking your nose.
no, no, not picking my nose. No, no. All right, not picking the nose. Uh, let's see. I saw him. I see him as the homie. Yes. Yeah. You know what though? It's funny. I'm trying to think of who I met first. If I met you or Ben first. I
I
know.
I met Ben before you and before most people. But it's weird because I watched Coast to Coast for Mark, who I saw from a totally different thing. Like I didn't know he knew Ben. I was like sub to Ben from when he did Three from the Grave, but I found Mark looking up monster burger places in Tennessee.
Um, who was the first as far as the moving your fanhood to YouTube? Because you've had your YouTube channel for longer than a lot of us. What got you into YouTube?
So I had bought like 3 or 4 movies that were like $30 each. That like before I buy movies, I like to like watch reviews or at least footage, but I couldn't find footage or like video reviews on any of those movies. So I was like, all right, I can't find it. I might as well make it, you know? Because I had YouTube channels before, but they weren't like review channels. They were just us like goofing off and stuff.
Yeah, I had, before I got into YouTube, um, I had a channel like that too. I just signed up. I didn't, I wasn't putting out any content. I actually signed up because Dan from Reject Films, him and I were doing reviews together at the time. He was the very first person I ever met on YouTube, was Reject Films. And so him and I had met on Facebook. And then he said he's doing a YouTube channel. So I went over there and started following him. And I didn't do anything with it. And then, because I didn't have a camera or anything like that, I just sat there and I watched and supported. And then I got onto it. And actually, the first person I actually met, as far as on this side of it, was actually Jason. I met Jason first.
Okay.
Uh, yeah. Um, Now your other YouTube channels were just for fun or relaxation. Um, when you started doing reviews, had you ever done any reviews before?
Just like written like Amazon reviews. I'd like I'd leave some Amazon reviews for some movies.
Uh,
That's
what do
about
you
it.
what do you look for when you review a film? Do you have a criteria when you watch it other than I liked it or I didn't? I mean, do you have
No criteria. It's different for different movies. I'll be like, yeah, this is what's good about it. This is what's bad about it. But I don't go into every movie expecting the same thing. I didn't go into Amityville in Space expecting good characters or good dialogue. But
Yeah. I mean, there's some movies. I mean, there's some studios that you just know going in what you're gonna get. I mean, you just know it. I mean, it's sort of nice to be pleasantly surprised. When I saw Space Wars, I didn't know what to expect. I was like, okay, is this gonna be any good? Is this gonna be a Doctor Who type, 70s Doctor Who type of movie, or are they gonna put some effort into it? I knew they're gonna put some effort into it because the cast was too good, and then and the cast was talking it up. I mean, more than average, more than more. They know what they've done. They're pretty happy with it. So when I got to set the screener for it, I was looking forward to seeing it. Um, and I was very, very surprised. I was pleasantly surprised with how good that movie was. A lot of fun. Um,
I'll have to check it out, or at least your review, and then I can decide if I want to check it out. But it's definitely case by case. Like honestly, I don't want to be the guy that's just hating on the MonsterVerse movies, but I'm expecting better characters in the Toho movie than in the next MonsterVerse movie.
yes,
It's just
I'm with,
how it is. Like I'm not upset that they don't have better characters, but they can still
well,
have a good movie without good characters.
it's just to me, it seems like they just copped out. It's like, wow, well, if one gorilla is good, then we'll get two's better, and it's like, it's just like, no, 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 not really. Have you not seen Son of Kong or King Kong Escapes? No, adding gorillas does not always make your movie better.
But one thing, like as long as it's not a drama, like if it's like horror or sci-fi, one thing that I always hope that will happen is it'll show me something that like I hadn't imagined before. Like I did 20 million miles to Earth. It has just regular tanks, but they have like flamethrowers on it. Like that's super cool. I just want
Right.
to see imaginative stuff.
Yes, we were talking about that before about how we watched the Godzilla film or any kaiju film from Japan. They always show the Japanese Defense Force going up there, and you haven't seen a Japanese Godzilla movie or monster movie until you see the masers
Yeah, I
or
love the mazers.
or the
Like
F-86 jets.
yeah, or like I like the ones where they're like making new stuff. Like they keep making like the Super X's in the '90s movies. Like
Yeah,
I like that they're trying to make new things. It's the same thing with like slasher movies. Everyone's like, oh, it's just a slasher movie. But if the slasher movie has like kills that are like innovative and you haven't seen them before, it's gonna be entertaining.
right. And people will go out there and watch that. So long as it's not the same old, same old.
Yeah.
Uh, which is why a lot of I guess that's what I guess horror fans are a lot like us kaiju fans. They want innovative. They want fresh. Um, we but they also want to see the familiar. Like that's the reason why Godzilla versus Kong. At least when they did that series, they did introduce Toho monsters to it, which we're still talking about today. To this day, we talk about Godzilla versus Kong and Kong himself. I mean, we talk about the different monsters they face. Um, um, but it's good to see familiar faces because then it's like comfort food. We're more apt.
Yeah. Everyone likes when their favorites pop up. You're always rooting for Gigan.
That's right. Gigan, man, who knew that Gigan? I seriously, it was funny because I always thought that Gigan was sort of like our little thing. You, me, Ben, Cody, we're all Gigan, Team Gigan, and have them,
Yeah, and then you saw
but
those
who?
numbers on the
Oh,
Gigan Rex last year, huh?
oh my God, during
People were
Godzilla
watching
Day.
that.
Oh my gosh, turn it on Godzilla Day. Oh my, who knew? Who actually really knew that Gigan was like massive over in Japan? I mean, yes, we know that he was. That's where he originated from. But who knew that he was so popular? until you watch that stream, and then all of a sudden it's like, damn, yeah, they're really on board with Gigan. Yeah, let's see. War of the Gargantuas is his favorite. Charles's favorite. That's a good one.
Cool. That's Brad Pitt's favorite. He was talking about that on one of the Oscars.
Let's see. Mr. Danahora wants to know if he's seen the monster that challenged the world.
I haven't. I feel like I have it on like a multi-pack somewhere, and I was gonna watch it because the poster has him like gigantic, but turns out he wasn't. But I don't need a giant monster. But I was gonna do it for like a review. But I do. I want to see a lot of like the older black and white movies. There's one about a killer tree that's on Tubi. It Came from Hell, I think. I need to watch that one.
Oh my god, that's a classic. I actually reviewed that for Warner Brothers Archives. It was hilarious.
Oh, nice.
Oh my gosh! But the thing is, that movie was super fast. It was like an hour and 5 minutes long, and it's a lot of talk. And but the last 10 15 minutes of it, oh yeah, you get plenty of It Came from Hell.
Nice. Jamie loves War of the Gargantuas.
Yeah, the War of the Gargantuas, and then Frankenstein Conquers the World.
Yeah, I like them.
We don't know why or how Frankenstein got into kaiju size, but if I'm not mistaken, I think he fought Bagron.
Yeah, he fights Baragon in that movie.
Yeah, they always recycle the different movies, don't they? The Godzilla versus Megalon, that was not supposed to be a Godzilla movie. That was actually supposed to be Jet Jaguar.
And, they needed some more money.
Yeah, well, Toho got nervous. They're going like, well, we're not really sure, like Jet Jaguar could carry the whole movie, so let's put in Godzilla. And they used a lot of stock footage for that. Still my favorite Godzilla movie though. Jet Jaguar, Godzilla, Gigan. Megalon was sort of a whip, but the rest of the other ones were badass. And then and actually Jet Jaguar, he was like the first Jaeger. If you think about it,
he doesn't have anyone in him. He's just a robot. He's got the AI.
You're right. Yeah. Well, he became self-aware. I mean, that was really, if you really think about it, I mean, he truly was the first Terminator, in a sense. He was a robot.
That is before Terminator.
Huh? Yeah.
That is before Terminator.
It was. And he became self-aware, because, they're going like, did you plan, when he grew up to, when he really got to his size, they're looking at, did you mean for that to happen? No, he did it himself. That's right. AI and Godzilla films. Hey, Professor, how are you? There's been some really interesting films have come out lately. See, Godzilla versus the Smog Monster is favorite Godzilla film. Final Wars would have been the best movie if they would have took their time and stretched it out a little bit. I love the idea of Godzilla going to war on everybody. That was pretty badass, but it was just way too fast.
Final Wars was fun. Yeah, you could have paced it out more, especially like they made these suits and they only have like 5 seconds for some of them. Like Ebra and the Smog Monster, they're only there for like barely any screen time.
Well, I love the best thing about this Final Wars was how they got rid of the American Zilla. Godzilla throws him into the opera house and blows him up in 5 seconds. It's like Toho going to looking at the American Godzilla and just giving him the finger. I don't know anybody who's I don't know any kaiju fan that will actually openly admit that they like Godzilla 98. I don't know. I've never met anyone that sat there and said, "Yeah, that's my Godzilla." I have never met anybody.
Not that's theirs. I think Bones likes it. I had a roommate that was his favorite one, and he like watched other ones with me, but that was still his favorite. But I think that's just a lot of nostalgia.
Well, it's hard to believe it's been 25 years It's been 25 years. It came out in '98, and here it is 2023. But you know what? Still have never heard anybody talk about that either. No one's ever. I haven't seen any articles yet. Like it's the 25th anniversary of Godzilla '98. I've never heard anybody talk about that either.
I think that. I guess that's not. It hasn't happened yet. Didn't that release on Independence Day?
I mean, here in the States.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it was some holiday weekend. Maybe it was Memorial Day weekend.
Maybe. You know, the funny thing is too is like I wouldn't saw it. I wouldn't saw it when it came out. I mean, we were all so excited to see it. You know, Godzilla. They had the poster with the eye, and we were all.
Yeah, I would like went down to the library and like watched the teaser trailer like over and over. Where it's like the foot comes down on the T-Rex skeleton.
Right, because of Jurassic Park. Yeah, they're doing the Jurassic Park thing, and then the Godzilla foot, and we were all so excited. All the fans were just really crazy excited, and then we came and saw the movie, and then we weren't so excited after that. The only thing good I could say, there's only two things I could say good about that Godzilla, and that was had Jean Reno in it, and his character was badass. And the other thing that was really cool about it was the final credits, because that means he survived.
You like the Puff Daddy?
No, I was just glad it ended because it was terrible.
I like the fishing pier scene where he like comes up. I think that's well done.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's humorous, you know, the Joss reference, and that was humorous. But overall, you know, you waited all these years for a Godzilla movie, and then you got that. It's just like, oh, this sucks so hard.
There's a lot of people in chat. Yeah, Bones is saying that's not his Godzilla, but he likes it. Hobbs likes it. Steven likes all the Godzilla films, including that. Jamie likes it.
The only thing I liked about that movie was Jean Reno. I thought his character was really fun, and that was it.
Cracky the Clown likes it. Honk honk.
Yeah.
Professor says it's okay.
See, Charles says it's fine until it turns into a romantic comedy mixed with a Jurassic Park ripoff.
The Jurassic Park stuff, like the baby raptor stuff, is it kind of hurts the pacing a lot for me. the film's going like just normal monster movie stuff, and it's like, oh yeah, here's these babies.
Yeah, it's cheesy as hell, and you know, then you know, it's just played out as a whole different type of monster movie. If it hadn't been a Godzilla movie, if they hadn't put the name Godzilla on it, and we didn't expect it for that to be a Godzilla movie, it would have been fine for a B movie. It would have been all right. You know, I wouldn't have necessarily gone out to see it at the theater. You know,
I probably would have seen it in theater still. Yeah, you wouldn't have all this cool merch.
Lord have mercy. But do you have Zillafoot though?
I don't think Zillafoot has any merch. I have the Blu-ray, the limited edition collector's Blu-ray of Zillafoot.
Watching the because I know that's what you really watch. And you introduced a show that I had never heard of at all. I had never heard of Zone Fighter.
Oh yeah.
No, I had never heard of it.
Because they never brought it over here. That's why that's a bootleg.
Oh my gosh, when you started showing that and reviewing that, and I'm going like, what is this? And then had all the Godzilla monsters, all the Toho monsters. I was like, I've never seen this before. It's pretty badass. Look at all, and they're of course, they how many times did well, I remember watching Ultraman. And then the very first episode of Ultraman, Ultra Q, they had Godzilla out, but they gave him like a little, they gave him a little ring around. Yeah.
That's my favorite Ultra Q episode, the first one. It's a good one.
And then they also had what I call the Lost Godzilla movie, was The Last Dinosaur.
Yeah, ding dong. What?
The Last Dinosaur was huh?
That's what that guy says. He's like, you ding dong. And Matt, was it Maston Thrust or something?
And The Last Dinosaur?
Yeah, what was his name?
Yeah, ding dong. Yeah. So now you know the history of that movie though, right?
I don't think so.
So
Who made it?
the
Is it
last,
Toei or was
no,
it Toho?
It was actually
Rankin
Rankin Bass.
Bass. Yeah.
It was Rankin Bass, and they got permission from Toho to use the Godzilla roar. So when you see the dinosaur, he's Godzilla. Now I remember watching it when I was a kid. That movie came out in the 70s, and I remember watching it as a kid, and I'm going like, this was way before I knew who Richard Boone was. Um, and I remember hearing it the first time Godzilla, the Godzilla roar, and I was like, wow, that sounds familiar. That sounds familiar to me. Um,
Sorry, I
uh,
was typing that you love SRS.
oh
There's a
no,
comment.
oh,
There's a comment that
oh,
said SRS plug, and I was like, oh yeah, Pat loves them. He wants to plug them
I
so he
no.
gets a pin on his hat.
You know what? You're famous for that, though. I mean, you're the sole reason why they are live.
I don't think so.
Every
I'm not on their. He's the Ron Bonk. He's got
I,
his own Patreon now. I'm not on that, but I'll buy the movies if I want to watch them.
yeah. See, if you didn't buy their movies, they would have been bankrupt a long time ago.
I buy less than a quarter of the movies they put out. So
Yeah,
there's other. There's got
yeah,
to be other people.
but you're the only
Al's
person.
in the chat. He likes he watches them.
Yeah, but nobody buys them. There's a difference. See, I can watch a SRS movie, but I don't go out there and buy them. Like you'll go out there and actually drop $30 on an SRS.
Yeah, if I
I'm
want to
amazed
watch
by
it.
that. I'm amazed by that. I'm just like, wow. If I, like I think I have 3 SRS movies in my collection, and I got all 3 of them at Family Video.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got all. I think I got all. I got 3 of them.
I got a
Uh,
nice stack now.
God, it's like the wild. It's like the wild eye for bad kaiju movies.
See, that's
Uh,
the thing. They're not all bad, but most of the ones that were made for under $1,000 are pretty bad.
yeah. See, I just don't get that. I mean, I don't know. When you watch a movie like that, I mean, are you looking at if you're looking at it through, I guess, 2 sets of eyes. One, you're looking at it as a movie fan, and 2, you're looking at it as a kaiju fan. And I guess if you look at it through a kaiju fan, I can understand people liking them because where else are you going to get a kaiju movie? I mean, you're not going to. Nobody's out there making giant monster movies.
Yeah,
So
now they are though. I saw something where someone was like, "We're not living in a kaiju drought anymore. You don't have to buy every terrible indie kaiju movie." They didn't say that
well,
to me. I saw it on some other channel.
well, I noticed that I do notice that like the Asylum was they put out a lot of kaiju movies, a lot of dinosaur movies, mostly. That wasn't so much giant monsters, but they put out more Jurassic Park type movies. But you had them putting out kaiju movies. But as far as the major studios go, I mean, I love Colossal. Colossal was a badass film. That's a
I
cool
didn't
movie.
I didn't like Colossal. I liked the
Oh,
performance of the main guy. I think he did really good because he came from the
Sudeikis.
yeah, he came I because you always see him play these silly roles and then he's put in like a serious role and he nailed it.
Oh, he did. Hell yes, he did. Uh, Man, I was so surprised by that. I mean, I'm sitting there watching it, and it'll seem like like a comedy, a dark comedy, and here he is. He says it's just Jason Sudeikis, and he goes from being Jason Sudeikis, you know, to
The SNL guy.
deadly serious 3 minutes, and you're sitting there going
No,
like, holy shit.
he played like unhinged
That was a
like bad guy pretty good.
that was a very underrated film. And I thought it was a lot of fun. Uh, let's see. Let's see. The Bat says that he couldn't get into the Colossal either.
Hey, it's
Um,
not me, just me, so that's good. Gaposaurus is saying I talked them into buying Zillafoot. Uh, I don't
who
know
bought?
if who watches my review and is like, yeah, this is gonna be for me. But he
Um,
also says that he bought 2 copies of Wang Mogwai in case it blew up because that was like it was like no one could get this movie for so long, and even with that, and they were like pushing advertisement for that really hard, and it still didn't sell out. So
Oh my gosh, I don't know any. But you know what though? You know what's funny? It's like this is SRS. They'll get a movie like that, and then they'll make a limited printing. 25, 50, 100, and then they'll sell those, and then they'll sit there and say, it's sold out. Like
the Blu-ray sold out, but now they're
right.
gonna press the DVDs. You know?
Yeah. I'm like, who puts out just 25 movies? I mean, those are gone in a second. But that's the SRS. So they'll put out, let's say, a special edition, first 100 Blu-rays. They're numbered 1 through 100, and it's like, okay, are you trying to tell me you only expecting to sell 100 of these movies? Okay.
I mean,
Um,
some of them, yeah. You can't really expect some of those to sell. There's some bad movies with some of these indie distribution companies, but
what's the worst movie that you've watched? I mean, the one movie that you couldn't make it through.
I made it through a lot of bad movies. The worst one I've made it through is probably Death Factory. Uh, I turn off movies now because there's just like, if you don't like a movie, you can find another movie to watch.
Right, right.
But I
Yeah.
mean, I feel like that Dragon movie from SRS was really bad. Let me find it. This
Um,
is really bad. Dragon Lizard Lord.
oh my
That's
gosh.
really bad. And it came with like a bonus movie that was like animated, like a flash animation, I think, with MS Paint. I didn't watch that.
Is that SRS?
That is SRS. So they put out some junk, but then they'll put out some good stuff like Monster Seafood Wars. I really like that one. And then How Beyond the Fog was really good.
It's always cool. It's a really nice surprise like you hear a studio get ragged on, forever. Like I mean we watch Wild Eye films, so we all know that Wild Eye, yes, it's sort of like a guilty pleasure to like a movie, to like anything they put out, because you know for the most part, they're not putting out really good movies.
That's the
It,
thing. They've
it,
got good movies too. It really
it,
comes down to like who's actually producing them. And it just so happens these people that are producing like movies that I'm not a fan of, they just make a lot of movies and the distribution labels are picking them up.
Yes. See, Al's mentioning collectors will buy anything. He would know. Yeah, you know what though? Yeah, that's for sure. Um, I'll buy anything that looks interesting to me. If it looks cool, and especially at the library where I'll pick up movies that maybe I have never seen before, but I'll invest a quarter into it to buy it. Uh, Same thing for Dollar Tree. For Dollar Tree Theater. Let's see. Yeah. Professor mentions. Lord knows I buy everything I can get my hands on, and can afford. It's a weird addiction for sure. Al mentions it is. How many physical copies of movies do you own in your collection?
I have no idea. How many do you think? I don't know. It's definitely hundreds. I don't know if it's over 1,000. Maybe if you count the multi packs as separate movies, but I don't know. I got like two bookcases in front of me of just the kaiju movies, and then bookcases out in the living room for everything else.
Now, is your girlfriend into kaiju as well, or is she more into the?
No, no, I don't think she's into it at all. But when the
Oh,
new movies come out, she'll go to the movie theater with me to watch them.
wow,
So she
she's
can sit through them. But
she
yeah, she
loves
doesn't
you.
seem super excited. She likes the characters, she
Have,
likes
have
some
you,
of the figures and stuff.
is she a Gigan fan at least?
I don't think she knows who he is. I think she said she liked this figure, but he's
See,
maybe
look at
just
that!
because he
Look
looks
at that! See,
pointy.
look at that! That's so badass right there. It's so badass. I have to go back to
But
Target and see if they have some more Gigans.
But for as far as the names go, she only knows like Mothra, Rodan, Ghidra, Mothra.
Right. She probably knows that Mothra dies every movie.
I don't know. Maybe. I mean,
I think anybody.
I think she's only seen with Mothra just King of the Monsters 2018. So Mothra died in that one. So
Mothra
100% death rate.
Yeah, Mothra is the Sean Bean of kaiju. But you have to show her Pacific Rim though. I saw Hobbs just reviewed Pacific Rim Uprising. I have to go see if he liked it or not. I'm sure Hobbs
Did you watch that one?
I no, I just couldn't bring myself to.
I went to the theaters to see it.
Oh, I heard so many bad things about it, and I was like, man, I don't want it to be tainted by the first one, because the first one was so damn good.
It's not a perfect movie, but I think it gets more hate just because Del Toro wasn't on board with it. Plus, they really did waste Mako Mori in that movie.
Oh, yeah. You know what though? As soon as they said that I knew when Charlie Hunnam said that he wasn't going to come back. He wasn't going to come back. I thought they were going to kill off his character. I thought they were going to kill his. I thought they showed a funeral. They showed a clip of that. They showed a funeral procession, and you thought, okay, they killed Wally off. Because they couldn't cast him. Because they had Rinko come back, and so I thought that she'd be taking over the Idiris, the Sacred Pentecost position. I thought she'd become the new general, but I was surprised to see that they killed her off so fast. And it's like,
yeah, real fast.
Yeah, I'm going like, well, she knew something that we didn't know, and that is that she saw the script and said, "Yeah, I'm good if you kill me off now."
It's a lot better than the Atlantic Rim movies. So it's got that going for it.
Let's see. Mr. Bones mentions. Let's see. Oh, Reptilian. Oh my gosh, yes. Oh my God. How about Reptilicus?
Reptilicus is a lot better than Reptilian. I like Reptilicus.
Oh. Okay, there it goes. There's my damn.
You're back.
Yeah, my damn phone started doing the same thing it did yesterday. That's weird. Okay, I have no idea why. Okay.
Yeah, the first Atlantic Rim is a movie I tried to watch many times and I could never get through it. I still haven't watched it. I made it through the second Atlantic Rim, but not the first one. Asylum.
Oh, yeah, I have not seen those at all. I stayed away from those because they're mockbusters, and I knew they were going to be really, really bad, and they really, really were. And so I was like, no. I mean, it's something you could watch on Tubi, but that's because you could turn it off after the first 20 minutes and not worry about it.
I'm sure it is on Tubi.
Oh yeah, yeah. They put out Tubi's a really good place now. I mean, as far as because you like blind buying, right? I mean, you do that all the time with
I guess for the new releases, yeah.
Do you blind buy your stuff in SRS, Casey, or do you research what you're gonna buy? Do you actually research into
from SRS? If it's a kaiju release, I'll just buy it because then I'll make a video on it, And the value on the SRSs, they're pretty standard. Same thing with Vinegar Syndrome. Like you can buy one, and if you don't like it, you can sell it on eBay for like a $5 loss. That's what I did with Amityville Karen, and Jaws of the Shark. I think I did with. I gave away Sharks of the Corn for free to one of my friends, but
that's another thing that you do too. You're very generous like that. You give out a lot of boxes out to the community. When did you start doing that? Was that I have a feeling you were doing that, giving away stuff before you're on YouTube.
I mean, I guess I gave away movies and definitely VHSs when I was getting all the Godzilla movies on DVD. I gave away most of my VHSs to this guy that lived in the same apartment building as me that liked Godzilla.
So you just sent him the boxes with the VHS tapes in it.
Yeah, I just walked it over. He was down the hall from me. He liked Godzilla, so I gave him those. And then anytime I'd like upgrade a movie, I just give him the old copy.
Yeah. When did you start? When did you start the practice of sending packages out to people?
Boxes, I think, is after. I guess I don't know. Whenever after Mark was doing them, because Mark was doing the care packages, Mark the Horror.
Marco Horror. Yes.
Yeah. So then after that, that's when I really got into the community, and everyone was sending boxes. Like, oh, I can send boxes.
Yeah, I have to send boxes. I actually really enjoy it. I just have to get my ass out to the post office. I do find myself doing that. I like doing it. It's a very cool thing to do, you know, and send stuff out to people and watch their reaction and knowing that maybe it's a film that maybe I didn't like it necessarily, but I know somebody else will give it a good home. And you know, instead of just giving it away or putting it, you know, donating it.
You got a
Um,
lot of movies, Pat.
huh?
You
Oh,
got a lot of movies. I don't think you've seen most of them at this point.
God, no. Well, you know, what really happened for me was when, you know, my friend Romy passed away, he left me his collection and and if he had cases for all his movies, it would be so much worse. It would be so much worse. I have like 30, like 20 binders, 25 binders full of movies that he has. It's
Do you,
absolutely I don't
do
have
you
no
have a binder for Sarah Jessica Parker movies? Echo says you need some.
no Sarah Jessica Parker movies. No, God, no, no. No. I, I just never was a fan of hers. I never really was. But how about you? Do you have an actor or actress who you both like? Like you'll go get a movie from them because they're in it, or do you have a movie or an actor where you just don't like at all and you
Well,
avoid whatever
I
people?
kind of avoid Steven Seagal, but for actors I go for Hayden Panettiere. I don't know who else has like a lot of movies that I have of them. Maybe just her. That seems wrong, but I can't think of anyone else right now.
I gotta admit, I have not seen Scream 6. I have not
Scream
seen
6 was good, much better than Scream 5.
see Attack from Beneath. I have not seen that one.
I
Was that
think
another?
that's no, I think that's all the alternate title for Atlantic Rim. I think they may have had to change it at some
Oh, okay.
places.
Let's see. Yeah. Steven says it takes place in the Pacific Rim universe. Not sure canon, however. Which movie was that?
I think he's talking about Transmorphers,
Oh gosh. Yeah,
which I haven't seen.
I was always hoping because Legendary put out both Godzilla and Pacific Rim. That was the crossover I wanted to see. That's the crossover everybody wanted to see. I'm telling you now, if they had come out there and done that, Godzilla and Pacific Rim, that's it. That would have blown everybody's mind.
Maybe they'll
Uh,
do that next. I mean, that property is just sitting around, you know. They made those two like anime, the CG animes, but I don't think a lot of people have seen them. I've seen them. I feel like Steven's seen them because he is mentioning it in the chat.
see, Echo says I need more. Sarah, yeah, Echo's he's just bitter. He's just bitter because I got him to watch Werewolf Island.
Oh, that's not
Mr.
all.
Bone,
You got him to watch Blood Claws also.
yeah, I got him to watch Blood Claws. Mr. Bone says he like Aubrey Plaza. I
I
think she's
do, but I don't watch all her movies. I've
she's
been
really.
meaning to watch Ingrid Goes West.
I want to see Emily the Criminal.
Yeah, that one too. I've been meaning to watch both of them, but I haven't gotten around to it.
She has a serious role there.
Sarah Jessica Parker is in one rom com that I do like, and I can't think of what it is. I guess it's
Failure,
not How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Failure to Launch was good.
I don't think that's the one with Owen Wilson, right?
No, that's Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, I don't know. I don't. Maybe that is the one I'm thinking of. I think
That
it
was
is because
yeah,
he's in a lot
that
of.
had a really unexpected twist toward the end of it. You know, we find out why you know, like he, you know, we see him as just a happy-go-lucky guy, and then we find out the reason why he's still living at home, and it's like, oh shit, okay. I didn't see that coming. Let's
No,
see.
it's not Sex and the City.
Sex and the City. I watched that. I watched that when it came out. Mostly because every episode Kim Cattrall got naked. No, I didn't like her in that either. Ooh, just not, no. I like the three other girls in that film, in that series, and I like Big, Mr. Big.
Oh,
He
yeah,
was
I love
off.
Hocus Pocus.
Dude, he was a man's man. Mr. Big. I mean, you hear that term, man's man. Uh, that's who he was. He was very dapper and sophisticated, and you're sitting there going like, okay, so why the hell are you with her? Yeah. Echo still. Dog Lady Island is a bad movie with even worse makeup. Yes, we traumatized. Echo forever and a day. Only Sarah Jessica Parker and Hocus Pocus and Ed Wood. Maybe
Someone mentioned Mars Attacks. Mars Attacks is a wonderful movie.
I did not know that. That was a goofy movie. That was a lot of fun.
It's a good goofy movie.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Hey Ben.
Ben's here.
Good.
Our fellow Team Gigan member. That's right. I keep on waiting. I told Ben before on our ISC show, our pre-show, I said I keep on hoping that one of these days Ben's gonna take a picture with all the crew around a pizza.
Ben probably has the same Gigan I do because he collects that series, but he collects like the Rick versions where they have like light up stuff and like special accessories. So you might have an even cooler version.
How many figures do you have? Because Ben has he has like an army.
He's got the cool one, like the more expensive ones. I got a lot of like cheap ones over there, but for that line I just got two. But I got a bunch over there. I don't know. Maybe there's.
Wow! All right. Wow. There's a lot.
There's some on this thing as well.
I had to magoo that.
Yeah.
See, yes, Pacific Rim Black is a Netflix animated series. Yeah, I heard that was okay.
I wasn't a big fan. I think the first season was okay. I didn't like the second season.
Yeah, they did a Godzilla animated movie too, or a series, which they had Jet Jaguar look like.
I like that one. He like changes. He gets less like round as the story progresses. They upgrade him.
Yeah, because I saw the first image. He looked like something that MacGyver was put together, blindfolded.
He looks like in Mobile Suit Gundam, they have like the orb mobile suit. He kind of looked like that at the start. Very round.
Are you a fan of the other Japanese anime manga? Are you like a fan?
Yeah, I watch anime and manga and adaptations. I have this here for Cal, but I don't know if he's going to show up. But not my favorite manga anime adaptation, but Dragon Ball Evolution on physical.
Oh,
I went to the theaters to see that.
You know what? I would actually, honestly, I would buy and watch every SRS and Wild Eye movie before I would watch Dragon Ball Z.
The actual show's good, but
no.
I get this movie.
That's absolutely the one thing I won't watch.
It's so good. It's so good.
Dragon Ball Z is like god awful garbage. Oh my god, I can't do it.
It's so good. Oh, I got blurred out. People are wanting to know about my shirt. It's a Midnight Hour shirt. The Midnight Hour every Thursday at 10:15 at Hobbs Horrors page. At the bottom it says "Step into the darkness."
Look at that! See the giant pumpkin. Are you getting sort of psyched up for the? Are you getting sort of pumped up for the spooktacular? Are you gonna be?
I don't know if there is a spooktacular. I heard there's backlash from last year's spooktacular, so there might not be one this year. We'll have to see, I guess.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have a spooktacular. We're gonna have it. We cannot not have a spooktacular. I saw Hobbs already put out some Halloween related material already on his channel, so I know that's coming. Uh,
Oh,
this time though, you'll be part of the planning committee though.
I don't know. I don't know. I think it
Probably
was
gonna give
last year.
he's probably gonna give you you know what it is. He's probably gonna give you a Sunday in October that you have to plan. You have to book the
I don't know.
Sunday.
Plan nothing. I don't know. I don't know
Uh,
what you're talking about.
Mighty Casey Spooktacular night.
I don't know.
Maybe Hobbs will have you contribute a question.
For the contest, I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, that would be sort of cool.
Professor saying, "What about Dragon Wars? I love Dragon Wars."
Dragon Wars was not bad. I thought for what it was, I thought they did a nice job with it.
I'm
That was
sad they never made the sequel. Apparently, it's been in production for 10 years.
yeah, they had infighting with that. They had infighting with that after it was made. It came out. I remember when it came out here in the States. It like for the first weekend, it actually did pretty good. It got a good word of mouth, and it did okay at the box office. And all of a sudden, it just after that, it just died. And people, and there wasn't much love for it after that. Let's see. His Mr. Dan's last day of work is October 1st.
Nice, you get all month to just
Yeah.
spooktacular out.
Uh, well, though, I think Hobbs just leaving just a crumb, just a a slight nod to sit there going like, yes, but it's Halloween because him and Derek, Halloween PDX, those
Yeah.
two guys, they live and breathe Halloween every day. Um, I think they're definitely king of Halloween. Mr. Dana Horace's last day of work is October 1st, so he'll be here for the spectacular. Uh, so what do you expect? What do you think is going to happen in the future as far as the films go? You think kaiju films are going to be are they all going to go to CGI, or do you think there'll always be room for practical effects and
The
suits?
indies are going to be practical because if they try to do CG, it's going to look really shitty. But I mean, it's not like their suits are super cool either, but they're better than what they could do with CG. I think all the big ones are going to be CG. I think the new Toho one's CG. I'd be super hyped if it wasn't, but I think it's going to be CG. And Ultraman was CG now in the movie at least. The shows are still practical suits, but yeah, the last Shin Ultraman was all CG. I think that's just the way it's going to be. You get
Uh,
more of a wide mainstream audience that way. People
do you
look
think?
down on.
I mean, it seems like now it seems almost weird to say this, but it does seem like the kaiju format, the genre is more alive and well here. Despite Godzilla Day and what we saw during Godzilla Day, but it seems like every Godzilla movie that comes out, I mean, at least till Godzilla Shin, um, it sort of just faded away. Every movie that was coming out,
That's
they
that's
were
how it is with everything that comes out on a yearly basis. Everything has diminishing returns, especially if you're throwing it out every year. But yeah, Shin came out. Shin Godzilla did really good over there. Won a ton of awards. We'll
yeah,
see
that was
how
really,
this new movie goes. That people love the Gigan shorts and the Smog Monster shorts. So
that's
we'll see
right.
how it goes.
The
I
real,
think
the real,
Shin Ultraman did pretty good over there too.
the real hero of kaiju. So much fun again. Uh, yeah, isn't that something? The Godzilla movies are they're looked at differently than how we do it. Here we see it as monster movies and kids watching them, teenagers watching them. It's not like something you expect to see us. Like I feel like we need to go out and see a serious movie. Okay, let's go watch the latest Godzilla movie. That's not here in America. It never has been. But in
That's
Japan,
because like that's what everyone's seen. Like people on TV, they always had the Showa movies that were sillier on, and then now they got the blockbuster MonsterVerse movies, which are just popcorn flicks. So
Right.
that's what people are
But
exposed
here,
to.
but it happened here in America. It's like in Japan, how long had it been since the last Final Wars to Godzilla Shin?
Final Wars, I think, is 2004, so 12 years.
12 years. I think that has been the longest time between Godzilla movies. And they even now, look at this. They came out in 2016, and here is 2023. That's another 7-year gap. So you're getting two Godzilla movies in almost
2 years, I think. I think they're
20
supposed
years.
to
20
be.
years.
Yeah, I think the Toho's this year, and then I think Godzilla and Kong's supposed to be next year, unless it gets pushed.
Yeah,
We're
they're
also
saying.
supposed to get some type of Apple TV show for the MonsterVerse, but who knows how much monsters are going to be in that.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily. I don't know if I don't know if an Apple TV series would. I don't know if they could do it justice. I'd much rather see the movies, but I also rather see the movies with the Toho monsters in it. I don't want to see Godzilla and Kong fighting another monkey. I have zero interest in that. But I don't
Because some
want them to
people are
bring. I don't
thinking
want
it's
them to
going to have
bring.
crazy powers.
Rumor has it maybe the other monsters they're going to bring out would be like, okay, that would be cool, but they still are going to be fighting a giant monkey, and I don't want to see that. They're mentioning they might bring King Caesar
Yeah, it
into it.
might be like another hidden monster like Mechagodzilla was for the last one, you know? Maybe
I
that's
think
hidden.
that would be cool to see King Caesar, but I still think the monster depends on what Toho will be doing for their Godzilla movie, because I don't think you want to bring out um, we're going to bring out Godzilla versus Gigan in Japan and then turn around and do it again in America.
Yeah,
I
no,
think,
that'd be silly.
yeah, I don't see that happening. So if Gigan is in the Japanese one, then it makes sense for him not to be in the American one. Um, let's see. Hi Sarah, I see you. How are you?
Hi,
And
Sarah.
yep. Um, let's see. One last link for coffee. Oh, that's right. Yeah, people could go ahead and buy you a coffee.
Yeah,
So
they want to.
yeah, that's very cool. Um, so what's new? What's new as far as series wise on your channel? Because you have a lot of different little series, and your reviews are really they're really well thought out and really researched.
Thank you.
Yeah. So what do you got coming up on the channel? What you
I'm
got
still
anything
going
new?
through Zone Fighter. There's supposed to be a new SRS coming out at the end of the month. I probably won't like it, but we'll see.
But you'll save the studio. I mean, do you feel responsible for saving an SRS? I mean, is that a lot of
I don't
responsibility?
I don't think so, because they make like Indiegogos for a lot of these movies that I don't uh, fund. You know,
Yeah, see, that's the reason why
Puppet
they have to do
Shark,
that.
Doll
So.
Shark. Fine. Cal's here finally. Cal, physical copy, Dragon Ball Evolution. Get you one.
Nobody look. Let's put it this way: if you want to know how bad Dragon Ball Z is, I'd much rather be stuck on a deserted island with Superman 4 forever than watch
Dragon
Dragon.
Ball Z is good. I've spent like weeks just watching nothing but Dragon Ball. I used to when I had the books, I would I could read the whole series in 2 days just reading just the series.
I just can't stand that show. That show is so just
It's so good.
not
So good.
not good. It's not good. That's horrible. Oh, that's like people when they come over and they well, the first time they watched Avatar. They saw
I
that
don't
last
watch
Airbender.
Avatar. Are
Did you
you
watch
talking
the last?
about
Did you watch
Airbender?
the? Yeah, did you watch the last Airbender at
Yeah, I
the
watched
theater?
Last Airbender and Legend of Korra. I watched all that. Yeah, that's
Okay, so
good.
what did you
Not as good
what?
as Dragon Ball, but it's pretty good.
I think the only thing Dragon Ball the movie had going for it was, and to me it's like he just did it for the cash, and it had Chow Yun Fat in it. That's the only
Oh,
saving grace.
that actually, I like the girl that played Bulma. I don't remember her name, but
Hey Dave.
Emmy Rossum. I like her. But
Oh
like
yeah.
that's I mean, she can't do much in that, you know.
Hi, Love Lines. How are you? There's our friend Dave. You know, presents in here. And yes, so far so good. As far as our phone is staying alive. All right, let's go. Let's just ask the chat.
But
Let's ask the chat. What's the worst thing you see as far as anime or kaiju related films? What's the worst one you've seen? The worst monster movie that you've seen? The one that you were just like, oh hell no. Uh, I don't know. Should we count Atlantic Rim? Because I heard that's pretty awful.
it's
Um,
pretty bad.
yeah, that's pretty bad too. But it's still better than Dragon Ball Z, right?
No, Dragon Ball is really good. Not Evolution, but the main show, like Dragon Ball, and then the first half of Dragon Ball Z is really good. And then
I
they
you
just
know,
redo the
you
same
know
stuff over and over again.
I think actually we have bypassed one series that featured kaiju. You know, at least as far as the virtual dueling arena goes, and that would be Yu-Gi-Oh. Because Yu-Gi-Oh, all the
Dragon Ball's a lot better than Yu-Gi-Oh.
oh we're fighting.
Heart of the
We're,
cards, my ass.
we're fighting. That's it.
It's lame.
Uh, yeah, but those monsters they had for Yu-Gi-Oh are just badass. You
Yeah, the
can't.
monsters were cool. I mean, what they had the Red Eyes Black, Blue Eyes White, but you know, Dragon Ball, they had Ghidra, they had Baby Gamera.
Dragon Ball sucks. Yeah, we didn't even talk about Gamera yet. I hope I hope they make another Gamera movie.
Did you see they're making the show, the animated show?
Is that what they're doing? They're gonna
Yeah,
do
yeah,
it.
it's supposed to
Oh,
come
that's
out
right.
this
That's right.
year.
They are doing that. I think they're doing that. I think they're going that way for a lot. I heard that they're just doing that for another a beloved series too. I think a lot of times what they're doing is they're doing animated films just to see what the interest is. It's like I don't want to invest all that money into a live action film and have it crash. So let's just do an animated film and see what kind of reaction we get. And that would be it's a science fiction film, but it's Babylon 5. Now, I love Babylon 5. Babylon 5 was awesome. Um, and it has a tremendous following. Um,
I don't
and I
know.
think that they're going to do an animated version of it just to see kind of. I think they want to see what kind of interest they have. I
They
think that's
should
what
do
they do. I think it's
Farscape
smart.
instead.
Do you think that's a smart way? If you were going to do a studio, Casey, if you're going to do a studio, would you do that first? Would you do an animated film first to see the gauge of the public, or would you gamble and release a live action film?
I think I'd do some type of like ARG or whatever the hell they're called, like the little ad campaigns, and see if people care about it. There's Slusho website's on back online right now, so promotion for the new Cloverfield is started.
Oh
But yeah,
wow!
I don't know. I don't know about a whole series. Maybe like a little special or something would be good. Video game companies do that too. They'll like remaster old games and see how well the remasters sell before they spend money to produce a new game in the series.
Hey Cal, how are you? Yeah, you know that's a series we haven't talked about. We haven't even touched on. Um, that would be
What?
the
Oh, camera?
Cloverfield series.
Oh, Cloverfield. Yeah, I like
What-
all the Cloverfields.
yeah. I like them both. I watched.
There's three of them.
I haven't seen Paradox.
I
I
mean, it's
saw the
fine.
first.
They're not monster movies, you know, but I like them still.
Well, the first two are monster movies,
The
right?
first one is the second one's a lot of them in the bunker, and then there's a monster at the end, and that's how Paradox is also. There's just a monster at the end, kind of just thrown in there.
I think they did that. I think they try to limit the exposure. I think a lot of times, you know, sometimes I think people try to do that. They try to limit the exposure because, you know, if you think about it, I mean, you know, if you really, you know, if you actually don't check your brain in at the door, you actually sit and watch these movies and you really like take them seriously. You're like, you know, it's sort of hard to, you know, I guess it's hard to take them seriously, you know, for the average fan, you know, for the average moviegoer, for you know, someone like you and me and the people in the chat, we absolutely love it. We can get into that world easy. Um, I like Cloverfield. I thought they did a really nice job with it.
Yeah,
Monster,
Cloverfield is not only like it's probably the only found footage film I really like, and it's got
what about
just enough T.J. Miller so where he's not annoying.
what about the other kaiju movie they did, Troll Hunter? Did you like that?
It was okay. I got that, I think, from Dollar Tree or
I
no,
got
I got it from FYE, but it was at Dollar Tree later. I think I did it for Dollar Tree Theater.
Yeah, yeah, I got to do my Dollar Tree theater. I've been stuck for the last 3 weeks because I have to sit down and watch The Shining, and I've just been dreading it. I hate that movie. Um, but I said I watch and review it, so I'll do it. Um, uh, so what's the worst movie that you've watched as far as the kaiju movie? I mean, as far as
It's I don't know. It doesn't have to be one of the SRSs, but it probably is that Dragon movie or Zillafoot. I don't. There's Tonga TNT was pretty bad too.
oh yeah,
But
you
it's
meant
like at first that one, I thought it was like, oh, this is a home movie that people just made in their with their family, and then they got to distribute it. But it's not. It's Brett Kelly, so he makes like 10 movies a year.
oh my gosh, Brett.
So I was giving
Yeah,
it more leeway than it needed to be.
I loved the interview we did with Donald Farmer, who directed the beloved cult classic, The Shark Exorcist. Yeah, I brought Brett Kelly down to co-host that show. That was a lot of fun. Um,
Yeah, we're getting questions of Monsters. I think Gareth Edwards' Monsters. I haven't seen that or the sequel. I put them together in one of my polls, but they didn't win. So I moved on to whatever won. I haven't actually seen them. Have you seen them, Pat?
which one?
Monsters. And then I think
Oh,
the
I don't know.
sequel is
Yeah,
Monsters Dark Continent.
right, right. Isn't there like three of them or two?
I think it's just two.
I have them both.
Have you seen them?
No, I have not. I have
Okay,
not
yeah,
seen them.
I haven't
Uh,
watched them, but they're on some type of streaming service.
I got both those. I got a couple of the SRS movies from Dollar Tree.
Oh
Um,
yeah, yeah. They put. I know Rago was
right.
at Dollar
I
Tree.
reviewed
What was the other one?
them. God, I have them. I have them. I haven't found them yet. They're lost in my collection. But I did review Rygo. I thought Rygo was better than I expected. I was not expecting it to
Yeah,
be as good as it was. I really
yeah.
thought it would just be really, really like Asylum bad, and it was pretty decent. I thought for what they had to work with, I thought they did all right.
Rago's
Um,
weird because it's like part of a trilogy. That's the first one. I think that one's the best. The second one's a little bit worse, and then the third one is just a train wreck.
mm.
Also, we got more
um,
questions.
yes. Let's see. Yes. We are reading your comments. Let's see. Cal mentions question. Where is both Casey and Catman originally from, and what others and what cities have they visited? Catman. I guess
I think that's you.
is that me, the cheetah? Me and the cheetah. We
Cat.
are. Well, Casey was originally from Maine. I was
Yeah.
originally from California. Um, as far as cities go, wow. I mean, I've visited a lot of major cities.
Yeah, I've been to like Chicago, Atlanta, DC. I lived in Florida and North Carolina, so I've been to all the big cities in Florida. And then I went from Florida and I road tripped to Wyoming. So I just hit a bunch of cities like
Um,
Sioux Falls, St.
oh,
Louis. But I've never been on the West Coast all the way over. So I haven't hit
yeah,
up LA or anything.
I've been to all the major cities in California. Frisco, San Jose, L.A., San Diego. Um, been to El Paso. Been to Dallas.
I haven't been
Been
to Texas yet. I don't want to go right now, but there's like I want to go see like the Cadillac Ranch and some other stuff on like Route 66. That was like my big plan was to do the Route 66 all the way before, but
yeah.
I haven't
I
done
guess
it.
they still have it. They still have it in place.
Yeah, it's still
Uh,
there for now. Who knows?
As far as that goes, I hear that I know they made a movie called The Cannonball Run, and
Oh yeah,
yeah, and the Gumball Rally, and I still think they have those races still today, where they go from the East Coast to the West Coast. They race.
yeah. I think they still do the gumball rallies.
Let's see. Lots of Universal monsters. Let's see.
Yeah, you answer that one question first. What's Sacramento like?
Yeah, Sacramento was fine. I enjoyed it. Lived in a small in a suburb called Carmichael. Lived about a mile away from the American River, and me and my brother Jerry would go down there and fish and hunt lures yeah. You had to be careful though. Even though it was in an urban area, you had to be careful because they had rattlesnakes down on the bank. So you had to be careful about that. Otherwise, that it was fun. We call it sack of tomatoes. Uh, uh, yeah, that's a fun place to go. Well, the area where Ben lives at, Oakland,
Yeah,
that's
he's saying
who,
Sacramento, baby.
yeah, yes. Oakland was an adventure. You really necessarily didn't want to venture over there, but I hear now it's somewhat okay now. It's okay. It's sort of gentrified, so it's a little bit more secured. Um, but you had Oakland and you had Palo Alto. Palo Alto was a really nice town. That's where Stanford's at, and they had some really cool areas there. Really cool shopping and restaurants. A lot of rich people live there. A lot. Um, let's see. Ben says Sacramento is his hometown. Yeah, I lived in Carmichael. I lived in Carmichael for about 4 years. Yeah, it's a nice town. Um, it's finally starting to grow up too, as far as becoming hitting the national stage goes. It's starting to come rather really well known. Um, what's been your favorite town that you visited, Casey?
Shit, I don't know.
Have
No
you been to
idea.
Japan? Have you? Now you speak Japanese, right?
No, no, I haven't. I haven't been over. Or I've been over on like a layover in Japan before.
But you do speak Japanese.
No,
You've
I
heard
don't. I don't speak Japanese.
really? Because
No.
I could have sworn that you've done a review where the movie has been all in Japanese and you've
Oh
interpreted.
yeah, but I don't know what they're saying.
Oh, okay, I
Yeah.
thought you interpreted.
No,
Is that
that's
something
like
you would like to?
I have like a series called Uneducated Reviews where I just watch a movie that doesn't have a sub or a dub, and I just kind of try to review it. Because I don't know, most of them never do get them. I know at least a couple of them have now, but
Let's
a
see.
lot of them never get a sub or dub.
See.
But
Hob mentioned.
the Universal Monsters, I love the Universal Monsters. Jason and Joe are doing the Universal Monster movie reviews for Monster Mayhem. Very excited for that. That's still the best, my favorite Dracula movie. Not The Mummy, but Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein. All three. I absolutely love all three Monster Creature from the Black Lagoon movies.
Mm-hmm.
They are super dope, and I wish Gilman would come back.
Um. Let's see. I think they're in Las Vegas now. Cal.
Oh, the Raiders, yeah.
Yeah, the Raiders are in Vegas. Hobbs wants to know for both of us, could you both handle the six-pack challenge for Taco Bell against challenge was ever done again, or
A,
a burrito challenge?
a six pack of tacos, of course.
Oh my God, yeah, that's generally what you eat anyway. I mean, soft tacos, you mean? That's easy. Burrito challenge. What's the burrito challenge? I don't know that one.
I don't know which burrito is it. I'm not eating six bean burrito. I don't really like Taco Bell beans. It's just water and like sawdust.
Yeah, if you're gonna do a Taco Bell, you know what you need a burrito. You need to go like some of their like Chipotle. Go over there and grab three of those puppies. That's a challenge. Let's see. Um, Cal says you don't like the Dracula Brahma version. Brahma?
Even with Winona Ryder, like I love her, But even with her, no, I prefer the original. Good old Bela Lugosi.
No, now we're being told that that's 12 tacos right now.
Okay, I don't know.
I don't know.
It depends on the day, probably. I don't, and who's working. Sometimes
You
they
know,
skip out on those tacos.
I might be persuaded to try that. You know, maybe during Spectacular month. You know, that would be something to do. I'd be willing to
Every
try it. I'd be trying to do it if this, if the Spectacular happened and in full effect. I would
every
probably do that. But
yeah,
I
every
wouldn't do it.
successful 12 taco challenge, you get an extra entry into the Spectacular.
Wow. Yeah, if they did that, I think that would be cool. I would do that if Pops did that. If he did extra, but he would have to add extra questions. He has to come up with at least like 8 questions for the Spectacular, and it has to involve a screen queen. Let's see, Hobbs is so is that what you're saying, Hobbs? Are you saying that there's going to be if we do the taco challenge, there'll be added emphasis on the Spectacular, like we get bonus entries? Yeah, the Kings are still there, Ben. The Sacramento Kings basketball team, yes, and Sacramento State's football team has done very, very well as well lately. In fact, they had their coach poach from Stanford took their coach. Let's see. Let's see. What's the better Dracula, Lugosi or Lee? Oh man, that's
Lugosi. I like Lee as Dracula, but
yeah, but you gotta go
Lugosi's
with
the
Lugosi.
better one.
Lugosi is amazing. Um, I saw the Black Cat with Lugosi and Boris Karloff, and that was excellent too. I like a lot of the old kaiju films. I guess, God, I dare say, I think the first kaiju film that I probably truly saw, as far as that goes, was probably them. Think about it.
Them.
That came out in 1954.
That's 54. Yeah, you didn't see King Kong before that?
Um, no, I don't think I saw Kong until after I saw them. I don't think I saw Kong until I saw them first, because they used to play the hell out of them at my independent station. When I grew up, we had independent TV stations.
They still play that. The last time I was at like a hotel, they were playing them at like on Turner Classic Movies.
Right. That's the only time. That's the only place you see these places now show those movies. It's very rare. I mean, I guess some streaming services might do it, but very rarely do you see it on over the air, antenna TV. You never see it.
Hey, you didn't see it on Comet.
And you see,
Comet.
do they play? Really? I know
They
they
have
play
like Godzilla marathons a lot, and
Yeah.
they've been playing Buffy.
Oh,
So,
yeah. I heard that they're going to be moving that to YouTube actually.
Comet?
Yes, Comet
Cool.
and Charge. They're going to move it to YouTube, but I'm not sure if that's going to be you have to charge, because YouTube TV is so expensive. It's ridiculous. The price
Is
you have
it?
to pay for YouTube.
You can't just buy one channel?
No, I think you have to buy the whole thing, and I think it's like $90 a month. It's like it's hideously expensive, and you really don't get anything for it, really. Um, let's see. Uh, hey Tatum.
What up? Oh,
Uh,
Cal had more questions. He says, name 5 of the most important movies to you personally. Both of you.
I'll let you go
You're
first.
getting questions too.
Yeah, I know. You're the guest. Tell us your 5 favorite movies, or the 5 most important movies.
We're gonna go Godzilla, King of the Monsters, 1956. Remember, because I didn't see 54 Godzilla until the Criterion release, the Japanese version.
Yeah,
So it's not as important to
I
me.
realize now that's the version I saw too. It's 56.
Yeah, and Scream. What is Requiem for a Dream?
Oh wow! Yeah.
I'm gonna put Nightmare on Elm Street on there too. I don't know about 5. The 5th one might be Dracula. It might be Phantasm. It's
It's not
probably neither. It's probably Jurassic Park.
It's not Godzilla versus Gigan 72.
No, it's not that.
And I'm disappointed.
There's
I
got
thought
to be like me. I don't know. I don't
Mm,
know. But the first four are pretty solid as like my favorite movies and most
uh,
important.
let's see. As far as wow, 5 favorite movies, or most important.
Most
Well, most
important
important movies, I would
to
say.
you personally, not like to the industry.
No, I say my 5 most important movies. I would say would be Gettysburg, uh, Saving Private Ryan. Um, I would sit there and say, as far as it's probably all war films. Quite honestly, I mean, The Impact, The Day After Tomorrow. Um, as far let's see what else could I. Well, most important, Glory. Before, um, wow, Andersonville. That's 5. That's 5 movies. As far as favorites go, of course, everybody knows my favorite movie, but the 4 after that I really enjoyed a lot, um, would be a movie like Phantom of the Paradise, which I really enjoyed a lot. Blowout. God, there's so many. There's so many. You know, Pacific Rim. I absolutely love that movie. So badass. Yeah. I mean, there is a difference between important movies and favorite movies. I mean, you can have a favorite movie without it being
Yeah, like I like Scott Pilgrim and like Pop Star, Never Stop, Never Stopping. Like those are some of my favorite movies, but they came out like so late into my life, like they didn't change anything, you know. I just sat
Yeah.
there and enjoyed them.
Yeah, like you look at the movie that impacted your life. Like I just did your first horror movie with Ken Sledge from Sledgehammer Horror, and so we got to talk about Grizzly. That was the first like really the first horror movie that I saw. The one that scared me the most was Phantasm. Um, as far as that goes, most important horror film again would be The Dark Song would be my most important, um, and favorite, as far as that goes. Um, yeah, let's see. That's a hard question. There's absolutely so many good ones. Um, there's so many good movies out there. Um, wow. You know what, Casey? I think I stretched us out a little bit,
Oh
but
yeah, did we make it to 8 questions? Did
no,
we
we'll
get
take as
there?
many questions if you guys want. I mean,
Oh,
yeah, as long as questions are coming, then yeah. If you guys have some more, if you guys have more questions, feel free to drop them for Casey. This is our friend here. He's a stalwart of the
I'll
community.
answer any Dragon Ball questions we have.
God, my God, nobody here likes Dragon Ball Z. Nobody. You're the only one. You're the only
I don't
one.
think so. That's a big series.
Even Ben. I've not even seen Ben talking about Dragon Ball Z.
I think Echo has some figures in his background. I don't,
Yeah, well, that's the same guy who watched. That's the same guy who watched Werewolf Island. So I can't take
yeah.
that seriously. Though I would love to send him a Blood Claws Panther. Uh,
He loves Blood Claws. He watched that.
yeah, he did. I couldn't believe it. I thought for sure. Have you ever done that to a friend of yours? Have you ever got hyped up a movie and get him to watch it when you know full well that it's just shit?
Probably. I don't know. I don't know specific examples.
Other than an SRS movie, I mean, if he came up to me,
I'm
if
okay.
he came up to somebody and said, "Yeah, man, you got to see Toilet Shark," no one's gonna bite that.
No,
No one's
no.
gonna
In
go.
House Shark, it's in the toilet and it's good for like 10 minutes, and then it's really bad and it's way too long of a movie. Um, hey, look, we're getting questions. Am I a fan of any anime? There's this anime called Dragon Ball, and like the first half of Dragon Ball Z is really good. I also like Gundam and Gundam Wing.
Yeah, those are
The
cool.
first the first few VAs of Tenchi Muyo and then Tenchi Universe I really like. And of course Akira. Yeah.
Akira, that's
There's a
probably
reason why it's a classic. And a lot of the like Princess Mononoke.
Oh, look at Echo saying, no Dragon Ball Z toys, outgrew them.
Hey.
Oh, snap.
Someone's asking why Yamcha is the best Dragon Ball Z character, and it's not just because he has a floating blue shape-shifting cat as his sidekick. He's the only one that like integrates into real society. He has a career. He's a professional baseball player.
and he runs across the baseball field going like, I'm gonna hit him with my baseball attack.
Yeah, he's gonna do the Wolf Fang Fist on him. They made I have a manga from a few years ago where it's like some kid gets reincarnated as Yamcha, but he knows everything that's gonna happen, so he like alters the events to make him the big hero.
Let's see. Hops wants to know what's your favorite kill in a horror film or kaiju film or both.
So that's probably one thing that the MonsterVerse did really good. The Kiss of Death from 2014 is awesome. I love that kill.
Oh, that's a cool. Yeah, that's a cool one.
Aside from that, I don't know what my favorite kill in a kaiju movie would be off the top of my head. In a horror movie,
yeah,
I don't know. It's got to be either Nightmare on Elm Street or New Nightmare, where they do the where Freddy's like dragging them on the ceiling, but the other people can't see Freddy.
What about Scream? The first kill in Scream.
I mean, the kill itself isn't nothing special, but the build up to it, I love it. I can just read the script and like love that scene. But yeah, the kill itself, she gets stabbed and then he hangs her. Whatever.
Let's see.
Really, the dialogue back and forth is what's so good, and like the shot changes to like the popcorn and everything.
As far as the favorite kill in a kaiju film, yeah, 2014 is really good. I would sit there and say that my favorite ass whipping on a kaiju film, because you know they rarely ever really die. I would sit there and say like maybe my favorite ass whipping was probably when Godzilla versus Megalon, when Godzilla and was flying through the air doing those kicks.
Oh, yeah, the tail slide kicks. Yeah, those are pretty cool.
That's epic. See, what's the most underrated horror film that kills you when people hate it? Wow.
I don't know. Maybe really Basket Case. No, it's got to be Human Centipede. That's a good movie, and everyone just like hates on it before they see it. I think you did that too, but you watched it and you liked it.
Which one?
Human Centipede.
Oh yeah, Human Centipede. That was that's a keeper.
That's the thing. Most of the people that say it's bad haven't seen the movie.
You know, well, you know what? It's like, yeah. Well, you know what though? But I would actually sit there and say Martyrs was I think that would have more impact for me. I mean, Human Centipede was cool, and definitely, I tell you, what it did. It definitely ruined Silence of the Lambs. Silence of the Lambs is a cartoon compared to the Centipede. This how it is. That doctor's absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, he was great in it.
Yeah, he was great, but he's terrifying. Yeah, that ruined Silence of the Lambs. It's like, yeah, you know, man, that's a really good question. Underrated, because I watch so many underrated horror films as it is. I could probably name all the ones that I've watched on IFC Midnight, and most of the people haven't even heard of them. Let's see. Why is you answered that one about the Dragon Ball Z character. Steven's saying that he enjoys Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, it just isn't for me. It's all. You know,
Professor brings up something.
I love Pokemon. I like Pokemon too. I love Team Rocket. Those guys can make me laugh so much. Every time I saw them, it's like, I know people just can't stand them. Like they say, I love Pokemon, but I can't stand Team Rocket. To me, I think that they're funny as hell.
Yeah.
See,
Professor's talking about the Dragon Ball Z. Like they get to a point where they're too strong, and then a new bad guy comes. And then there's like a new transformation. That's when Dragon Ball gets dumb. But the stuff before that,
which is every episode.
when Goku's Super Saiyan, it's fine, and then when Trunks is Super Saiyan, it's fine. But when everyone's Super Saiyan and then becoming like Super Saiyan Blue,
And
Super Saiyan Rose,
yeah,
Super Saiyan 4, it's dumb
yeah,
at that point.
it's super Saiyan boring for me. Cal asked another question. Says, what's the one thing you would change about the online communities? Um, wow. Well, I would like to see more communities interact with each other. That's probably what I would say. I would like to see that happen a little bit more. I love it when I see other people from other communities come to the shows, to the
There's a
interview
lot of
shows.
people, they come into the community and then they just leave the community, or they come into the community and then they expect things from you that they don't do for you. I don't like that. Like it's
No,
just silly.
no. Yeah, I
Hey,
know
why
one.
didn't you watch my video? Well, you haven't
Yeah,
watched the last 20 of my videos. Like, what do you want from me, man?
yeah. I only have a certain amount of time. It's funny. It's funny too. We're all talking about how to grow our channels, and the ironic thing is, the more we grow, the less that we watch. You know, the less like growing. When I started out, I could watch your channel all day long because you're like my only friend. You're my only 20 friends. But now when you have 3,000 followers, you're trying to cover everybody. That's just
Yeah,
impossible.
especially with streams, like you can't do it because there'll
No.
be streams going at the same time, streams that are like 5 hours long. Like you got to pick and choose, really.
So yeah, that's I would just sit there and say interact with more communities. That's the only thing I would really want to change. Because I hang out with a lot of different communities. I know a lot of people inside our chat do too, and it's really cool. Um, let's see.
Let's see.
Uh,
Echo's asking us what we thought about the Kong and Godzilla trailer and the new monster. I think both of us were kind of disappointed that it's just a big version of a real life animal, but there's not a lot there. So
no,
there's not a lot to talk about there.
we're still I'm still holding out for a
Yeah.
monster. I'm still holding out. Let's see. Can oh
Echo also says
Gapasaur,
Gundam Wing is the bomb, which is
Gap,
totally correct, even though a lot of
Gap,
people hate on Gundam Wing.
I love Gundam Wing. I love
Yeah.
Robotech. Robotech was really good.
A lot of
Um,
people don't like Gundam Wing because it's like I don't know, it's like one of the first alternate timelines, I think.
Gapasaurus wants to know if you can loan him $20, Casey.
Why? For the new SRS release? I don't know.
Let's see. Casey, do you watch Asian horror as well?
I do sometimes. Like Arrow puts out a bunch of them. Like I don't know. Right in front of me, I don't have that much, but like what is Snake Girl and Silver Haired Witch? I really like that one. I really like all the
I like the Will Go.
Invisible Mans that I reviewed on my channel. But
I'm a
as
big.
far
I'm a
good.
big I'm a big Well Go USA fan, so I watch a lot of theirs, and they have a lot of South Korean horror, and
Mhm.
they release some amazing films.
As far as new ones, I haven't really seen a lot of them because they don't get like advertised to us as much. But I want to watch this one. I think it's just a short called New Neighbor from Norman England. He did The Idol, which is an SRS release, but it's like a horror movie. I want to watch that one sometime. I got to pay for it, but I'm fine with paying for it for actual indie directors that aren't just pushing out to make money, if they're actually making a product.
I would recommend too, just because this came out this week though, but I know a lot of people will probably go out they'll probably want to go check it out. I highly recommend it. Like some really guilty surprises. guilty pleasures. Like I really liked Zombie. I watched that this year. I thought that was a lot of fun. Um, I definitely would definitely recommend the new Space Wars. I thought that was, I mean, again, it was a lot of fun. Um, it seems like there's recently a really good influx of cool movies. The one movie that me and Ben and Mary covered in the ISC show last Sunday, Swallow. Shit, that movie is bonkers. Highly recommend that. I love Asian horror. I watched a few. Yeah, I watched Ju-on.
Yeah,
Uh,
Steven's talking about
yeah,
Ju-on, Audition, Tokyo Gore Polices. Those are all really good. I
yeah.
haven't watched the newer Ju-ons. The last one I watched from the Japanese side is the one where they did the crossover with the ring. I wasn't a fan of that one. Echo's been talking to me about Shy Girl Machine Gun Butt or something. I want to watch that.
I have heard about Tokyo Gore Police. I have not seen
Tokyo
it.
Gore Place is awesome.
Yeah, once in a blue moon, somebody will donate some stuff like that to the library, and a lot of
That
it
DVD's old. I think that was probably Tokyo Shock back in the day.
the day. Um, One Cut of the Dead was a very good recently. Of course, Train to Busan
Oh yeah,
became
that was big.
instant
Man, I
classic.
watched this movie. It was when I was asking people for recommendations, and I just did them all. I Am the Hero, maybe that's what it was called, but it was like an Asian zombie movie, and it was awesome.
Yeah, Asian films are amazing. They really are. I've watched so many cool ones. Some are contemporary. Some are haven't. Like I saw Haunting Ganjam, Haunting of Ganjam. It's supposed to be like one of the most haunted places. They made a movie about it. Um, they had another great horror film. It's like a disaster, but it's still horror because of the situation, called Tunnel. That was really riveting. Um, Man, they put out some amazing films. Um, uh, uh, so I like watching. I like watching J horror. All right, boys and girls, we're gonna have to cut this one short because we just hit the 2 hour mark. So I want to say thank you to the mighty Casey for coming up, hanging out with us.
Hello,
And
hi.
yeah,
Welcome.
yeah, blew on by, didn't it? It just like holy cow. I want to thank you for coming out and hanging out with us, and we'll definitely do it again. Um, Coming in, down, we'll meet you down the line. You're on the midnight hour on Thursdays, about 10:15 every week.
Mhm.
Um, and you'll see once in a while you'll pop up on the Boneyard when Mr. Bones does it. That's on Tuesdays, and and to the chat, thank you guys so much for coming out and hanging out. This is amazing. You guys turned it up tonight. I appreciate it so much. Um, Thank you so much, man. I really do appreciate that. I really do. Ben, love you, brother, man. Team Gigan, right? Ben, all right. Uh, we will be back tomorrow at 6 p.m. 6 p.m. We'll be back tomorrow as we welcome back Crystal Lowell. Will be back with us. Uh, she is like the perfect hybrid. She's both a screen queen. Back in her early days, she did Screen Queen, Final Destination 3, Wrong Turn 2, Black Christmas, Insomnia, and now she has gone to family films on Hallmark Channel. She's one of the stars of Signed, Sealed, and Delivered, and now she is becoming a film director. And we will be talking with her about her second short film that she made called Afterglow. And I've seen it, and it's definitely one of the best films I've seen this year. It's powerful and moving and beautiful. And we'll be talking about that tomorrow at 6 p.m. along with her co-producer, Christopher Cortese. He'll be here as well. So hopefully you guys will all come out for that um, and come out and hang out. And then also, I want to announce this too. On the 22nd, we have Julie Michaels will be here. Julie Michaels will be coming in, and she was one of the stars of the movie Roadhouse. She was the blonde vixen. She was the blonde, beautiful girl that Ben Gazzara's girlfriend. She'll be here on the 22nd. She's gonna have, and she also played Agent Marcus on Jason Goes to Hell. And she's had a terrific career. I mean, a lot of people don't know everything that she's done. It's amazing. Her story is going to be amazing. And I will be joined by special co-host Hobbs Horror for that movie, or for that interview. Yeah, Hobbs is going to sit in with us, and we're going to talk. We're going to talk with Julie Michaels on the 22nd. So guys, mark that calendar. You go down to my upcoming live streams, hit the notify me button on every one of them to let you know when we're going live. Notify me buttons always work better than the bell. Always do. You hit the notify me, you will be notified. All right, boys and girls, that's it. Thanks so much. We will see you tomorrow night at 6 o'clock for Crystal Low. Casey, say right where you're at and to the chat. Boglins. Peace. Boglins. Oh, I guess I should mention that.
Still live.
I should mention. I know. I should still mention too that that I'm hijacking the House of Horrors tomorrow at 8:15. Yeah, me and the Cheetah, we're hijacking the show, and we're going to be talking about urban legends. So that'll be at 10:15 tomorrow night here on this channel. We're calling it the House of Cheetahs.
Gotcha. And also remember, everyone, it's srscinema.com, I believe.
God. I thought, you know what, though? I would watch SRS before I watch Dragon Ball Z.
Oh man.